our next guest was once a sick kid who started a blog from his bed back in 2005 when he was just 19 years old. Since then, Mashable has been named a must-read site by both Fast Company and PC Magazine and is ranked as the most influential media outlet by Clout. With more than 40 million monthly page views and 14 million unique viewers per month, Mashable today is a leading source of information on technology companies. What a difference 6 years makes. Pete Cashmore, welcome to Bloomberg West. Great to have you. So first of all, I want to talk to you about Zynga, because Mashable's success in part has been due to the success and rising interest in these extremely successful technology companies like Zynga. When was it that you knew that Zynga was going to be big?
I think Zynga probably, it's been a very recent success story. I'm thinking maybe a year ago we really started to see Zynga break out. It was really the growth of Facebook that propelled Zynga to success, and we were seeing numbers about 80 million active users probably about this time last year. So it's been really a very, very quick takeoff for Zynga.
So I also want to talk a little bit about the story of you and Mashable. You started this as a sick kid in bed. You were just a teenager. You didn't go to college, and now you've founded this wildly successful blog. What was the biggest challenge that you faced in coming this far?
So I think one of the great challenges, I mean, when I started Mashable, blogs weren't even taken particularly seriously. It was, it was the era of personal blogging. It was the era where people would create these personal diaries. And I think the real challenge is to take something that is really considered a personal site and to think about it as something that can actually be a business. And that was really something that happened maybe even a year in. I was just writing the site myself for about a year. And after that, I started getting some ad revenue. I got my first ad was $3,000. And I thought that was an insane amount of money because I was this 19-year-old in Scotland. And I started hiring, and that was really the pivotal moment when we started scaling up the company.
Tech news in itself is extremely fast moving. Now you've got Twitter and Facebook, which makes things even faster. How do you guys keep up with the pace but maintain standards of accuracy and credibility?
So Mashable is a 24/7 news organization. We have people around the globe. We have an editor in Europe that covers that shift. We have people in New York. We have people in San Francisco. So we're covering all the time because news can break at any time at this point. We're very, very connected into Twitter and Facebook, and we're tracking numerous sources to see where news is breaking. So it's really a combination of that 24/7 and being very clued into the social networks where a lot of these stories are now breaking.
Pete, how's business?
It's fantastic, actually. I just heard at the intro you guys saying we're at 40 million page views. I can actually, breaking news for you guys, we just hit 50 million page views for this month. So we've added 10 million in about the span of a month, which is the fastest growth we've ever seen. We're up to about 50 employees now. We have our main office in New York, and we're about to actually get a bigger office because we've outgrown that one with our 50 employees. And we've got a smaller office over here. Ad sales is growing like crazy. We just took over our ad sales at the start of the year. Massive growth, our biggest growth year so far.
Well, talk to me a little bit about that. Until you mentioned ad sales, it sounds like those were all expenses. Those ad sales numbers, what are those like? What are the rates like that you're getting? And how do you measure your improvement there?
So we don't speak to specific numbers. With regard to ad sales, what I was saying is that we actually, up until the end of last year, we had an ad sales partner who handled our ad sales for us. We took that in-house as of January, which immediately doubled our ad sales income because we weren't giving away 50% to the ad partner. So that's been a huge increase in revenue for us this year.
GigaOM just raised another $6 million. TechCrunch recently sold to AOL for $25 to $40 million. How does Mashable's valuation compare, and would you ever consider selling?
So I think all of those things are indicative of it being an incredibly exciting market. Investors are saying, hey, we really want to get into this. There's companies, obviously, the mainstream media trying to say, how do we get into this space? So I think it's really a legitimization of the space. Like I was saying, when we started, blogs weren't taken seriously. Now we're a digital news site at really the cutting edge. We don't speak specifically to valuation. We don't honestly think about it a great deal. We're really focused on growing the business.
But what are your plans?
Well, this year we're really focused on expansion. So, people typically see us as a tech blog, but really what we've been doing over the past year is transitioning. We've been expanding. We're really a news site for digital influencers, and that lets us cover a range of topics that are interesting to people on the web. We've launched a media channel. We've launched a business and marketing channel, and actually business and marketing is our most successful channel. So over the course of this year, we'll be launching more and more channels for those digital influencers. Tech is still our love. It's where we came from, but we're continued to expand for these digital influencers.
And I hear you don't own a television.
I don't own a television.
How do you watch
that's
Bloomberg
correct.
West?
Well, so I
You can stream it.
We have them in the
question.
offices, so it's and you can stream it, and I watch all the clips as well.
All right, thanks so much, Pete Cashmore, founder of Mashable. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I read it all the time.